Good morning, okay, and 7:34. Happy Friday to you. It's Friday. It's coming up on the holidays. You're coming up on the end of the year. You may want to just make a change. You may just be sitting around your living room one day and say, you know what? We got to go.
2026, new year, new me, right?
That's
new house.
We got to sell this thing. How do we do that? Well, we need to call a professional. Jeff Snye, Blue Oak Realty Group, blueoakrealtygroup.com. Jeff joins us this morning.
Hey, good morning.
How are you?
Good.
All right. Did you have a wonderful Thanksgiving?
It was drama-free. And
that's the way to go.
Yeah.
That's it.
And we're pushing through to the next holiday batch here toward the end of 2025. People spend a lot of time in their houses in the wintertime, you know? It's colder out. You're inside more. You're seeing what your house is like. Is your floor plan functional? Why do I keep knocking into her while I'm in the middle of the kitchen, Jeff? Yeah. It's a big kitchen. I don't need to knock into her every time. But it may be time for some people to want to move. What do you think? Anybody moving right now?
It comes up, of course. Always. We have... I guess a blessing, at least in my business, where, you look at this area and people are always coming to it. We have professionals that are transitioning in and out of the area. So unlike where I grew up, where things basically shut down for 4 months, here we always have business going. So it definitely happens. It's just it's something that takes some very specific effort. This time of year, for sure.
And you primarily work in Huntersville, a town that at one point was farmland, now approaching 70,000 people. And to your point, buyers coming into the marketplace right now. Traditionally, in a normal cycle, right, in real estate, this would be a calm time of year where you wouldn't see a lot of buyer activity. Are there buyers, though, in the marketplace right now?
There are. I mean, we're still seeing homes going under contracts, new listings coming up. What you're going to see, I would say those homes that have already been on the market for a decent bit, unfortunately, at this point, they're probably going to linger. It's more likely to be the new ones that grab someone's attention in this moment, unless you have someone relocating and then it's new to them. But if it's a local transition, a lot of times people have already seen it, at least online, and kind of know what's going on.
I can think back to the days. So my dad was in real estate as well, and so was I as an agent. And so I think back to, he always preferred if the seller could move out, you know what I mean, to let the house be kind of, set up the right way to sell it maximum. Yeah. Do you have to dress the houses up these days? Do you have to educate sellers on how to prep the house before you put it to market and what that's like?
Definitely. Last couple of years, had to go back to staging homes. It's a vacant home is just so tough. So from the standpoint of setting it up the way you want it, like what you bring up, whatever, that's great. I mean, plenty of people don't have the ability to be in their new place, whatever that may be, and still carry the other one.
So that's where you got to tell them you got to vacuum every day. You better put the shoes away, keep the shoes off, make sure the clothes are tidy. Don't be leaving the stank in the sink. Don't do it.
Yeah, keep the house clean, because you never know when somebody's going to be coming through and looking at it. Yeah,
that's right. I mean, normally we'll set it up where when we go to schedule an appointment, you have the a buffer time, and I always do it where, unless it's just an adult or maybe two adults in the house and that's it, we'll give them maybe an hour. But you start adding animals, kids whatever, you adding legs to the scenario. we better get 2 hours at least, because you never know what's coming up, man. So
we're talking with Jeff Snye of Blue Oak Realty Group. You've been in Huntersville for a while. There's the holidays in Huntersville is this weekend. The tree line is actually tonight, and then they've got like a party tomorrow. Yep. Do people care about that kind of stuff in communities? Like, do they look for that when they're buying? Do they ask you questions about, like, hey, does the town have events? Like, does any of that matter?
Yeah, I mean, it comes up. A sense of community is becoming more and more important. And so things like that. I mean, whether they ask directly, something like that, or they're just trying to get a feel, being in a place like Huntersville gives me the opportunity to show all these examples. The different festivals that we have, and of course right now, and then even outside of Huntersville, tomorrow we got North Mac Parade during the day. Christmas in Davidson has kicked off, and then like you said, the sort of Christmas party in Huntersville. So you have that going on. I know Mooresville Troutman, Statesville, they all have things coming up as well. You want to go a bit further, Belmont, going to the Stowe Botanical Gardens for their Christmas thing is always very cool. McAdenville, if you have the patience for that, is always amazing. That was a one and done for our family. But
speaking of patience, real estate isn't an overnight thing, right? The process of a transaction, whether you're buying or you're selling, it is a journey. And so for most, if they're not started yet and thinking about starting, or maybe in 2026, sometimes they will start it. What's 2026 look like for you?
Yeah, I think for 2026, you look at a couple different things. I mean, rates always the hot topic. What is unfortunate is just as a whole, we got kind of spoiled, right? But when I looked last night, we're sitting at about 6.25%. Historically, that's what it's been. We're down about 0.6 of a point on the year, so that's good. We're about back to where things were late 2022. Rates are expected to go down, but honestly, only a little bit. I mean, they're thinking maybe 6%. I think that's a sweet spot from a mental perspective. That even if it's 5.99, I think the market's gonna, buyers are just gonna breathe a little bit. Sellers are gonna go, okay, maybe I can let go of my 3% now for X, Y, and Z. If I can hit that mark, then it's worth it for me, that type of thing. So I think it'll definitely be helpful. That's what we're seeing. But, everyone thinks Fed rate cuts, right? No, that doesn't. Whatever the last 2 Fed rate cuts, the mortgage rates actually went up. I mean, they're not tied to that. It gives some direction, but so I think on that aspect, we'll see a little bit of easing. Homes, I think it's going to be a continuation of what we're already seeing this year, where things are just going to take a bit longer. Definitely have to have more patience. There's no gunning for a record number type thing. I mean, you got to very reasonable expectations, and that helps because that gets people in the door. That allows the professionals to have the conversations and try and get a deal to happen. What does a win-win look like? I mean, our region is very win-win when it comes to negotiation, unlike, say, Northeast or something. I always joke with my New York, New Jersey clients. I say, you tell me what you think, and then I'm going to translate that because we don't negotiate like that, right? So just go ahead and speak, but,
I'll translate it into Southern for you.
Right. They always, want to go back and forth 8-10 times and stand on each other's neck, and somehow they end up happy at the end. And it's like, all right, well, we'll change that up, but sure, speak freely and I'll figure it out.
And I think the question on everybody's mind is, regardless of their particular scenario, whether that's the interest rate is the factor or the inventory or the location of the school or whatever it is, that's the big factor. That's like the looming thing that everyone's wondering about. But is there opportunity in real estate, I think, right now? Do you think that really does, no matter what the headlines may say?
Definitely. Supply is up. It has been up for a bit. It's not to the point of pre-COVID levels, but I mean, relative to if you look at the last few years, this year has definitely given us enough supply that there's things out there. It's just that right now you have the hesitation, the consumer confidence is a bit mixed, and so unless that listing just is perfect, is HGTV ready, then they're hesitant to pull the trigger. And that'll correct itself. People got to get a little more comfortable to what things look like now. But I think there's plenty of supply to get people moving around. We'll get interest rates down a little bit. We're expected to still see our couple % growth, year over year in home values, and that's also normal, just like where the mortgage rates are. So, for me, it's just back to the way things were pre-COVID for the most part on how I do business, how a deal is expected to go, price decreases if necessary, adjustments, that type of thing.
It's good to have a professional that knows what they're doing, that's seen multiple seasons of the market, because the market is cyclical. It changes. There's been ups and downs. There's been different things to deal with for a long time in real estate. So having somebody who knows what they're doing. Jeff Snye and the team at Blue Oak Realty Group. BlueOakRealtyGroup.com is the website. If you're looking in that Huntersville area, that south side of the lake area, Jeff and his team can definitely take care of you. BlueOakRealtyGroup.com. Jeff, thank you so much.
Thank you both.